All right, today we're taking a journey deep inside the human body to explore its incredible internal logistics network. We're talking about body fluids and circulation. Let's dive in. So just think about this for a second. You have over 100 trillion cells in your body. Every single one needs food, it needs oxygen, and it needs a way to get rid of waste, constantly. How on earth does your body pull off this massive, non-stop delivery service? Well, the answer is an absolutely amazing superhighway system that's flowing inside you right now. So our journey is going to start with the highway itself, your blood. And believe me, it's not just some simple red liquid. Oh no. It's a complex, living tissue that's made up of all these specialized vehicles and the very road they travel on. Now, this might actually surprise you. Your blood isn't totally liquid. About 55% of it is a fluid called plasma, but the other 45%, that's made of solid parts called formed elements. Yeah, that's right. Nearly half of your blood is made of solid cellular stuff. So this plasma, this kind of straw-colored fluid, it's the pavement of our superhighway. And yeah, it's mostly water, but it's also jam-packed with vital proteins that help with things like clotting and defense, not to mention all the glucose, minerals, and other nutrients that are being shipped all over your body. And riding on that plasma superhighway are these guys, the formed elements. These are the highly specialized cells and cell bits that do all the heavy lifting. So let's meet the key players. You see, each one has a very specific, very important job. Your red blood cells, they're like a tireless fleet of oxygen delivery trucks. Your white blood cells, they're the vigilant security patrol, hunting down and destroying any foreign invaders. And platelets, well, they're the emergency road crew, rushing to the scene of an injury to patch things up and stop you from bleeding. Okay, so just like any good highway system, this one has rules. You can't just have any vehicle going anywhere. In the world of blood, these rules are called blood types, and following them is absolutely critical for safety. So why is that? Why can't you just give any blood to any person? Well, it all comes down to a microscopic security system that involves things called antigens and antibodies. And if you get it wrong, you cause a catastrophic body-wide traffic pileup. It's serious business. This chart here really lays out the rules of the road. Your blood type is determined by antigens. You can think of them like little ID tags on the surface of your red blood cells. Now, your plasma has antibodies that are basically on patrol, ready to attack any foreign ID tags they don't recognize. So if you have type A blood, you've got A tags and anti-B antibodies, which means your body will attack type B blood. Makes sense, right? Now, if you look at that chart, you can see why Group O is so special. Its red blood cells don't have any A or B antigens on them. They're kind of like blank slates, with no ID markers for other blood types to react to. It's known as the universal donor. And on the flip side, you've got Group AB. Because a person with AB blood doesn't have any anti-A or anti-B antibodies in their plasma, their body won't attack any other blood type. This is what makes them a universal recipient. So every superhighway needs an engine, right? Something to keep all that traffic moving. Well, in our body, that engine is an absolutely relentless, powerful, and perfectly synchronized pump, the heart. And there it is. It's only about the size of your clenched fist, but the heart is a true marvel of biological engineering. It's split into 4 chambers. You've got 2 upper atria, which receive blood coming in, and then 2 lower, much more muscular ventricles that are responsible for pumping blood out. For a healthy adult, this engine beats around 72 times every minute. And get this, each one of those beats isn't just a simple squeeze. Oh no. It's a complex, perfectly timed sequence of events we call the cardiac cycle. So let's break that down real quick. It all starts with the chambers just chilling, relaxed and filling up with blood. That's diastole. Then, bam, the atria contract, topping off the ventricles. Then the really powerful ventricles contract, that's systole, and force that blood out to the body. Finally, they relax, and the whole cycle, which takes less than a second, starts all over again. It's this beautiful rhythm. And you know, if you've ever listened to a heartbeat, you've heard that classic lub-dub sound. You might think that's the sound of the heart muscles squeezing, but it's not. It's actually the sound of the system's traffic gates, the heart valves, snapping shut with perfect timing. Let's get specific. That first sound, the lub, that's the sound of the big valves between the upper atria and lower ventricles closing. And that second sound, the dub, that comes from the next set of valves at the exits of the heart, closing after blood has just been pumped out. Lub, dub. It's literally the sound of life in motion. But What happens when this perfectly tuned system runs into trouble? Because just like any highway, it's vulnerable to traffic jams, high pressure, and, well, complete breakdowns. One of the most common problems is hypertension, or high blood pressure. Think of it this way. The pressure inside all those highway pipes, your blood vessels, is just constantly too high. A consistent reading of 140/90 or more puts a huge strain on the heart engine and the blood vessel roads, and that can damage vital organs like your brain and your kidneys. And then you've got coronary artery disease. This is where our highway metaphor gets a little too real. It is quite literally a traffic jam. It's caused by deposits of gunk, fat, cholesterol, calcium that build up and narrow the arteries that supply blood to the heart muscle itself. Okay, this is so important to understand because people confuse these terms all the time. A heart attack is a circulation problem, a blockage. Cardiac arrest is an electrical problem. The heart's wiring goes haywire and it just stops beating. And heart failure? That's a long-term mechanical problem. The pump just isn't strong enough anymore. 3 totally different kinds of breakdowns. Every single day, that engine in your chest beats over 100,000 times, pumping thousands of gallons of blood through that incredible internal superhighway. It is an amazing machine. So the final question I'll leave you with is this. What will you do to help it keep that perfect rhythm?